Hey guys, I am Sean and this is
Ryan Leahy.
In this video we're covering that juicy topic of what the hell is going on in the greater Denver metro market. Who's winning right now? Is this like the crash of 2008? Is this still a good time for investors?
Is right now the time to buy?
All the things that are trending, like should sellers sell, should buyers buy, who's winning, who are the losers, who's got to move fast, and who's freaking out of here. We're covering all that stuff.
Wow. Let's get into it.
If you're into that and you want to learn all about it, stay tuned. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I am Sean Murphy, a realtor here, and today I have my special guest, Ryan Leahy.
How's it going, Sean?
Solid, man.
Thanks for having me back.
We have had Ryan on in the past, and he's been a wealth of knowledge as far as the lending side. It's like reading the market, which we do. We look at the market, we observe the market. We can't predict the market. There is no crystal ball with the information that we need, so we just observe what's going on and make the best decision based off that information. So thanks for coming on. On this channel, we cover hot topics like this, but also neighborhood tours, cost of living, pros and cons videos, how to not look like an idiot if you're new here. We have a video like that. So if you're into that and you want to learn more and stay up to date on the videos that we put out, make sure you hit subscribe and hit the bell. You gotta hit the bell. That's going to update you each time that we put out a new video, put out that new hotness. So let's get on into it today. Will there be a recession? What do you got? What's your hot take?
Well, Sean, I think that we are gonna go into a recession. It's kind of inevitable at this point, but basically what has to happen is interest rates have to go up at this point. Yeah, because we're dealing with inflation. That's the way we combat inflation, correct?
They've been held down too long, really, and that's what's caused all the huge spike in prices that we've seen.
Right,
because
right.
Everyone's trying to get in.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to sell because they refinanced into like the lowest mortgage they've ever seen, right?
Right. Everyone has a great interest rate if they were able to take advantage of the refinance boom. And yeah, I mean, we don't have a crystal ball, but a recession is classified as 2 quarters of the market going down 20%.
But you're going to see a lot of people just slapping recession on it when technically there's a lot of other things that go into like the size of the recession, or if we're going to see something like we saw in like 2008, which it'll be. I mean, if something happens like that, I think it's going to be a greater economy thing, not what's going on in 2008, like predatory lending and arms and things like that, right?
Right, exactly, yep. So yeah, lending practices have obviously changed a lot since 2008. And because of 2008, so rightfully so. But you know, the difference between now and 2008 is a good amount of people have equity in their property right now. Where before everyone was underwater when we hit this. They also have a loan that they can pay back, or you know, that they've been well qualified. Back in the day, it was if you had a pulse, you could qualify for a mortgage. From my understanding, I wasn't there at that time, but that's what I hear. And now, you know, you go through a rigorous process to get a loan.
Hot take. The people that are benefited the most from what's going on are the people that have owned a house for like 50 years. Maybe like the middle class people that are getting older, because they have this big fat nest egg of equity that it creates options for them. Or it's paid off, or really anybody middle class, but especially the people that have been sitting on the house for a while. But if you have a house, you have this nest egg of equity in your property, and even if like the coronavirus affected your income somewhat, you were able to refinance into one deferment. You're able to defer your payments that whole time, and then you just slap that on the end, right? Refinancing into like the lowest rate you've ever seen. So why would you like leave? And so those people I think are in like the best situation.
Right. Those low interest rates obviously had the housing market rocking, and I think that's what it was meant to do, right? So it was extremely competitive at that point. And 2011
was the best time to buy. 2011, and then you refinanced last year. You bought the house for like $160,000.
Yeah,
right?
Crazy.
And now
especially here.
And then you refinanced into So those are the people that are like crushing it, and those are the people that are kicking all those first-time home buyers' asses because they step into the market with this just big fat stack of equity, and they were able to go up over asking, over appraisal price. But times have changed.
That's
and we're going
right.
to get into it a little bit of who is winning, because agents are always accused of like pressuring people to buy. So somebody should probably be buying and somebody should probably be holding off in any market. So this market has shifted in a way that it's just like who should be buying right now has changed a little bit. Buyers should buy, certain sellers that should sell. You always just see us saying sell, 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 or buy, buy, buy. It's because I'm just talking to a different person.
Right.
So I'm going to talk to you. If you're this type of situation, you should be buying right now.
Yeah, just have honest conversations with these people.
Yeah, we got
you
your
know, it's
back.
not going to be everyone's time, and you know, it's not going to be everyone's market, but you know, the sky is not falling, and the market is the market. I mean, there's always going to be different opportunities. You know, right now there is higher interest rates, absolutely. Actually, we've seen the highest rate hike since 1994 is the stat for that. And yeah, you're not going to get the 2% interest rate anymore. That will affect your payment, but maybe you're able to buy when you weren't able to buy, you know, a couple months ago when people were throwing their firstborn child when offering. So
yeah, like people were offering no inspection
Yeah.
or inspection and termination only. Like that's not happening anymore. That's like the shift that you're starting to see. Some of these terms, some of this like madness that
Yeah.
we are seeing in the market, those that's being stripped away. We're coming back to a little bit of normalcy.
yeah, like a normal market, right?
It's still a little bit
Yeah,
crazy because
sure.
the government is screwing with everything, with inflation rates and holding back, and now making these big jumps. So
Sure.
it's like shaking the whole market, and so that's why you're seeing every man, woman, and beast right now on YouTube making a video like this, or like there's fire, it's like foreclosure, stop selling. You're seeing all these YouTube videos coming up because it's just a hot topic. Y'all are searching for it, and it's because the market's shaking like this right now, and there's just adjustments. The problem with the Fed is they haven't done anything, and they kept the rates way too low, way too long, and then they just printing money through the shutdown through COVID. So that just jacked inflation up through the roof. The economy wasn't producing a lot during those times, and they kept the rates low. So that's what led to the prices going up. So now they're doing corrections to it that they should have eased us into, but now they're just jerking the wheel.
The Fed's idea right now to curb inflation is to have their foot on the pedal until, you know, we get right up to the point of being too painful for the economy. So they're going to raise rates again. They'll continue to raise rates. I think from my understanding, that's the only thing they know how to do to curb inflation and get the economy back on the track.
So this is what I think is gonna be similar to 2008, is they're not gonna freaking tell us until it's like last minute too late. They don't like to tell us the information that we need to know about the greater economy and the changes that they're making when they're pulling that money lever. So that is the big issue that we have in the market and why it's so volatile. So unless you have faith in the way it's going, we really don't know where it's going with this, because you don't know what they're gonna do.
They say they want to come in with a soft landing instead of a crash landing, but
Yeah.
it's not, it's happening very fast.
Yeah.
I mean, as of today, the average mortgage rate across America on a 30-year fixed conventional loan was 5.95%. Last year at this time, the average mortgage rate was 2.75%. So crazy increase in interest rates. However, we follow the 10-year bond, 10-year mortgage-backed securities. One thing to note is that whenever the Fed raises rates, that doesn't necessarily mean we're going to raise rates as well. Rates have gone much higher, but a lot of times lenders have already kind of priced that in. So they're kind of ready for any kind of rate hikes by the Fed.
Right.
So I know you probably get calls, but I get calls all the time. When, hey, the Fed's raising rates today. Does that mean my mortgage rate's going up? 75 basis points. Does that mean my mortgage rate's going from 6% to 6.75?
Right.
No, usually the damage has already been done in that scenario. So don't worry when you see that coming. And just so you know, historically, whenever we have entered a recession, interest rates have to come back down. So that means that, if we do go into this recession, which I think we will, we are going to see lower interest rates again. There's going to be great opportunities. We were talking about this before, but it's a really dumb saying where you say marry the house, date the rate. But but it's true because if you can get yourself into a house right now and not have to pay an insane amount over asking, and you have a high interest rate, rates are going to go back down. There is going to be an opportunity to refinance later on down the line.
Yeah.
If you can qualify and get yourself into a property, and you weren't able to do that previously because you didn't have enough for an appraisal gap, now might be that good time, because once we monitor your interest rate and interest rates, and once interest rates go back down, you will be getting calls to do a refinance. And if that makes financial sense, where you're going to be saving a ton of money over the life of the loan, then yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
But these high rates won't be around forever.
Right, but they will go up again. Sellers are the ones that I think I'm having the hardest conversations with, because a lot of sellers that are selling right now, they were expecting to be selling in the market 3 months ago.
Right.
And this market is totally different than it was for sellers 3 months ago. 3 months ago, they were slapping it on the market and getting 50K, 75K, 100K over asking. Those days are gone. It's just more important now to have the right price, promotion, presentation of the property, because buyers are going to start being a little bit pickier, and you're not just going to have your way and push them around in negotiations, because you have to play a little bit nice now if you get one offer, because showings just these past couple weeks, I saw a stat, showings have gone down 30% on homes in the greater Denver metro. That's a big average. Different areas are different, but overall there's less buyers out there right now, and you need a lot of buyers to get those crazy 50K over asking prices. So that's the conversation that I'm having with my sellers, is realistic expectations going into this, because it is not what the market was 3 months ago. Don't be blown away if the door isn't being banged down on the weekend. There are shitty agents out there that aren't doing good marketing and stuff, so maybe check out the promotion of how you're looking online. But there are tools like on Zillow that you can look at to see how many views your property got, and see if your promotion part is working. But for the most part, just having a really solid plan is a lot more important for sellers. And think about what your mission is, because in the long run, what's hard conversation to have with sellers right now is dude, you crushed it in equity this past 4 years. Nowhere else in the market in history have you really seen the type of consistent appreciation that you've seen over the past 3, 5, really 10 years in Denver. And so don't ruin your experience and cause so much stress over a few $1,000s in persnickety thing when you've done so well. I had a client that was upset because we only got 10K over asking this past weekend.
The market on average goes up 4% throughout the whole United States. The last few years we've seen 20% each year over year. That's just not sustainable.
It's not sustainable, and that's why you don't want to be a jerk. And my job is to get you what the market is going to get you the best price. And so my flex is setting realistic expectations about the pricing, and then kicking ass on the promotion presentation, so that the market gives you what you deserve. That's what my job is. But we can't bend the market for you. And again, it's changing. Regarding foreclosures, will there be a lot of foreclosures? Not for a bit, in my opinion. I want to hear what you have to say, but in my opinion, we're not going to see the crazy foreclosures that we saw before, because right now people are sitting on so much equity. Why wouldn't they just sell their property very fast for a good price and get the equity and go? That's that nest egg if shit goes bad.
Sure.
But what's going to happen is, if we're not getting correct numbers on how many people are really struggling with covering their finances, and if we have more inflation and bigger issues with the general greater economy, that's what might trigger a bunch of people dropping their property on the market. So totally different than 2008, but there are events that could happen that could cause foreclosures. I just think we'll see just inventory pick up before people actually get their houses taken from them.
Yeah.
Do you agree?
I do agree with that. 2008, most people that got foreclosed on were upside down in their properties. That is just not the case. Like you said, there's plenty of equity out there. So in that situation, it was just easier to pick up and walk away. Now, you've got money on the line. You're gonna get some cash out of your property regardless. So if you do have to sell, and you don't want to, that's unfortunate. But you're gonna see a lot less foreclosures than
This will be a great economy issue, not just a housing issue, if we see all these foreclosures start happening.
Sure. You know, rent continues to increase, and there's a huge demand for rental properties right now. Rent has gone up 5% this year alone. So that's kind of crazy.
It is crazy.
Yeah.
And that's why, too, I see a lot of people that were thinking maybe about selling. They're like, why don't I just turn this into a rental? Because I'll make mad bank on this. Because I just refinanced into the lowest rate I've ever had. I'm paying the least amount. And so, you know, why don't I just rent it out? Or the people that were renting, and they know they can keep raising the prices on this because rents are going up. Why would they sell? So it's a pickle. It's a pickle, and we don't know exactly which way it's going to go. I was hosting an open house in Southwest Denver in a Barnum neighborhood. It's a popular neighborhood for first-time homebuyers or folks that are looking for like a rental property or something like that. So when I was hosting the open house, I noticed a lot of buyers popping their heads back up into the market because they had been getting their butts kicked the past 3 months. And now the storm is settling, and they know instead of maybe 10 to 15 offers, they might be dealing with 3. And so a lot of them are coming up, and those are the ones that are buying right now. So that's why I recommend get back out there right now, like right now, July 2022. If you've been like looking for this other property, but you just didn't have that 20K over asking, now's the time, jump in before rates go up too, and shake the market up again. So I like those people. I like maybe people using their VA, their veteran loan that are going 0 down. Now is a good time for you to get out there as well. Again, it's all about the competition and what you guys were getting your butt kicked. First time home buyers, people going 3% down, 5% down. Now's the time for you guys.
Down payment assistance will make a strong comeback right now. It's back out there.
We work with a lot of VA people too, so if you're a veteran or if you're PCSing out here, give us a call. We have another partner that we work with a ton of veterans. Hit us up. We love you. So who are the buyers that should be buying right now? I said the VA, I said the first time home buyer, the person that was looking for that other property. Get your pre-approval ready though. I'm not saying you have to buy it right now, but get yourself locked in, loaded for that right property. If maybe your pre-approval expired, like talk to a lender. That's why I have Ryan on here. You call me, I help out with the area where you want to be, everything like that, negotiate by the house. He helps you get the financing, and I always work with him because he always takes care of my people. He's on top of it, and he's got great rates. So yeah, first step though, sorry I went on a little sales tangent there.
Thanks.
But you have to get that pre-approval, put it in your back pocket, and just keep an eye because the right property is going to come up, and you don't know what people's situations are as this economy does the thing, and maybe that perfect home, modest, just like what you're looking for, is going to hit the market, and it was going to get 50K over asking 3 months ago, and now you're going to get it right at asking.
And just so you know, we can do a soft pull. We don't have to do a hard pull on your credit until you're ready to get out there. So we can get a good idea as to where you'll qualify, what you'll qualify for, by just doing a soft pull on your credit, which is not harmful to your credit score whatsoever.
And my advice to buyers is, when you're talking about like your market, I hear people talking about the Denver market. You're not in the Denver market. You're likely in the 3-bedroom, 2-bath with a garage and a backyard for under $650,000 market. That's your market. And so that's going to dictate then where you're going to be. And so that's the first thing where we edge out is like what neighborhoods are going to be even available to your price point and what you want. So for like $300,000, you're not getting a house out here in Denver, Colorado. $400,000? Not really. No, probably not $400,000 at this point either. It's going to need some work. But $500,000, $600,000, certain neighborhoods start popping up with single-family detached homes that are going to fit with your need. So that is your market, and that is your competition, and that's what we help you understand. And he tells me essentially what cards you're playing with your offer, what we can and can't do, and my job is to go put it to work out there. But that is your market. That's what first is going to dictate where in Denver you're going to be living, unless you just have buku bucks, then you ain't got that problem. But
or you can start out with a condo or a townhouse and work your way on up, right?
I think that's the advice too, is get what you can get now, knowing that this is a market that's going to keep appreciating like it is. You'll build the equity, then you go get the place that you want. And then you're the person that's kind of pushing people around the market because you have some type of down payment that you can do. So talking more about FHA for those that might not know what's going on with those, you said they might be making a comeback.
Yeah, FHA, down payment assistance. So FHA, like VA, is a government-backed loan. Always is kind of frowned upon because it's not known to be as secure as a conventional loan when it comes to the appraisal and inspection and all of that. I mean, there's a little bit more on an FHA appraisal, but that's about it. It's still a great loan, get you a great rate, and with as low as 3.5% down, or if you had down payment assistance, you can just save up closing costs and be good to go at that point as well.
Right. And even though you're going to have a bigger rate too, once you build up enough equity in the property and you could refinance into whatever rate is there.
FHA has PMI for the life of the loan.
Right.
The life of a loan, by the way, is between 3 and 7 years for the average American. So that means that something's going to happen where you're either going to want to take equity out, refinance your loan. So that's what we mean by life of the loan.
Sell, and now you're going to have enough to put down and get conventional.
Right.
The next one, So it's a good program. You just pay a little bit more for the house right now, but being able to like secure the house as it appreciates and not have to pay these crazy rate hike or rent price hikes that we're going to be seeing, I'm all about it.
Yep. When asked about a comparison between like now and 2019, I think what they might be saying is houses are going to sit on the market for more than a weekend, which is normal, right? Mm-hmm. The last couple of years, you list a house and it's sold.
It's the last couple of years it's been on the market on Thursday, Friday each week and under contract by Sunday. Well, it was Monday, but this past 2 years it's been Sunday evening. In March it was Saturday evening because they got the ridiculous offer. Oh, those times were tough. That's what gets to the next point, like, is a housing crash good? What's happening is better. This is moving more in the direction that the market needs to be going in. So I'm super happy. Like I'm a much more happy realtor in this market because I know this had to happen at some point.
It's a housing adjustment.
We could get to a crash if they keep making like these decisions that and they don't work. Like we mentioned earlier, the reason that people might foreclose, but that's not happening right now.
Yeah.
We're having it's going from like 115 miles an hour down to 60.
Sure.
Something more manageable. That's more of a balanced market.
You're going to see a lot of amateurs leave the market for lenders and realtors. That's a good thing that's going to happen.
Yeah.
It's not people just selling their souls to buy a house.
Yeah, that is true. So you do see, I mean, in our industries, there's over 20,000 licensed agents in Denver. And so when bad things happen, people get out of real estate because they were just riding the wave of the market. That's why like people like Ryan and I have sustained business just because the standards that we have and we like watch the market and coach our people. And where the hell was I going with this? I just started talking about how pretty we are.
Well, I mean,
we have great beards. He's really tall though. I'm sitting on a cushion, sitting on a yoga mat.
No, I mean, it's just you can have a lot more knowledge into helping people and making the right decisions, and people aren't just
waiving inspection. Yeah, that shit was unsafe.
That's not
when
cool.
that was going on. Waiving the inspections or going way over appraisal, like that wasn't good. That wasn't good behavior in a market where people are having to put themselves at risk in some situations. So yeah, thank goodness, good riddance to that. But the sellers that are going to probably be leaving the market are the ones that maybe were just putting their property on to see if they're going to get this number, and if they don't have good staging now, they don't have good presentation promotion, if the carpet is crappy, those are the ones that are the first that are going to just sit by the wayside because people are spending so much money now and interest rates are going up. They have to do a lot to put down just to get a house under contract. So they're looking for stuff that they don't have to do a ton of renovation to. So if you put in a little bit of work on your house and you price it right, those are the ones that are going to do well right now. You see articles about people like leaving the West Coast in droves, and a lot of that I think is because of the way that life has been in California the past couple years, and they realize I can work remotely or whatever. Don't have to be in the office. I don't need to be in California. I can go to a place with better tax rates with this fat stack of equity that I have. Maybe I'll go up to Yellowstone because that really looked really, or Montana because of Yellowstone. That looked really good. I'm into that. Denver's been one of those markets. Boise's been one of those markets that people are going to. So yes and no, we might see a change in the amount of people that are coming here. If there's another market that pops up that offers like a small little city that offers like what Denver has, but the mountains is still always going to be a draw, and so I don't think things hit like in 2008. Things didn't hit us as bad here compared to other places.
No, absolutely. Yeah, so other markets, the sand states in particular, Arizona, Vegas.
The sand states.
Yeah, well, I mean the desert states, okay? Yeah,
Yeah.
but like Arizona, they've always been known to go up and then down. Colorado's always been on like a gradual incline, like a rolly slope upward. There hasn't been nearly, even when the economy did crash in 2008, it was nothing like it did in some places. It's always been a great place to be able to buy.
Yeah. So if you want to move to Denver, like make it happen. I see the people that are on our channel, I see our analytics, and a lot of it is like 24 to 35 year olds. So I know there's a bunch of people that are, a lot of people that bump into me and say hi to me are kids that I could tell that just got out of college or something like that. And so we're still seeing a lot of millennials that are moving out here, still getting the Gen Z coming out here. Gen Z is like in Rhino and new areas like that are popping up. Millennials that have been in their condos, maybe they bought their first one, they're the ones that are moving out to the suburbs. They're the ones that are buying the home with a backyard for the dog or the kid or something like that. They want to get out of the city. And then you are getting a lot of their parents that are moving out here, and they're moving more on like the east side, the newer construction homes. And so you're seeing like that's also bringing people a different demographic. There's still that draw. So that's why like I don't think Denver is going to get hit as bad. We're not seeing as many people living for those reasons.
Denver is a great place to live.
Denver's awesome. Yes. To sum it up, Denver's dope. Best places to buy in Denver is the question. Depends on, again, your price. So it goes back to what can you afford? What are you looking for? Let's help you find the place first. Get something that you can get. If you can afford the area that you want, the house that you want, awesome. Cool, get that. But if you're talking about best places to get a single family detached home, the inexpensive areas are going to be like Southwest Denver. They'll have some smaller ranch style homes down to like Harvey Park, where you'll have like brick ranch style homes with a basement. Those are typically is a big area there between Sheridan and Santa Fe that produces a lot of the lower end pricing for the market. Also with Aurora kind of to the southeast, and then if you go north up to like Westminster, you start having to go out of the city a little bit. Buyers just need to be a little bit more realistic and maybe look for a charming home, or be okay with something that they might have to wait a little bit to fix up a little bit. So if things could use updating, maybe you just get into something that has good bones and clean carpets or whatever, and get into something like that.
I mean, the great thing about Denver is you have everything. There's every different style that you could want.
Yeah, although I don't like rate hikes, I do like video likes. So give us one of those if you've learned anything at this point.
I mean, even if it's only for that corny joke at the end, I think that would be worth the like, so.
You like that?
That was good.
Thanks, dude. But the number one step for anyone is to give us a call, because we are the two type of people, a realtor and a lender, that are going to be in your corner for the purchase. So give me a call, give Ryan a call, reach out to us, give us a call, text, email, scroll by fence, pigeon carrier, red-eye hawk. I don't know what a red-eye hawk is, but get in contact with us. That's what I'm trying to say. And we love to help you out, figure out what's the right thing to do in your situation right now. So blow up the phones. Let's go. Show them our handshake. Me and Ryan have this sweet handshake we made up. You don't remember?
Yeah, no.
Ryan, we made it up.
Oh, sorry about that.
We didn't have one.
Okay.
All right, we'll just pound it out. All right, see you, dude. And thank you very much.
Thank you.
Now go watch one of our other videos. you knuckleheads. We love you.